It sounded like you're reading it off a piece of paper.
I was reading off a piece of paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Well Comedy Club. And then you missed your spot and you go...
What's the cause of ruckus with the eating?
I got beat up by a special ed.
Hold on, bitch. Hey, tell me if this counts as bullying.
Even like in a silly goose time.
I'm pretty cool, I think. He calls me Zaddy.
Welcome to the Bad Neighbor Podcast.
So how you guys feel about your fantasy draft today?
I was pissed about mine, dude.
I was pissed about.
Not pissed. I jumped to the gun a little bit on some people, and I should have waited because they would have been free agents, or they would have fell off, and I could have picked them up in the waiver wire.
Nah, I didn't pick one player I wanted. I queued up a bunch, looked at my queue, gone. All I got was Joe Burrow, and he was fucking questionable. So,
but Joe Burrow's like he's gonna be fine. He's one of those guys. He plays through it.
I'm pretty sure he'll pull through, but I'm just like, fuck. Everyone I wanted
is not
gone.
there.
Gone.
I don't blame you. What's up, Tyson? Are you doing all right?
Yeah.
You have to talk into the microphone so the people can hear you.
All right, let me hold this instead of holding this whole fucking stand that you guys carry with you. I got a great team. I always do. I always end up in the playoffs somehow. I'm not ever on the bubble. Usually in the championship games, but then at the end of the season, my players get benched because I got the best fucking players in the league. So I'm looking forward to that again this season. Always have the best draft, as you guys saw today, a couple hours ago. Even though I did have a lot of people queued up and they got stolen right out from under me. I think it's just the way it rolls sometimes, and I got some dope-ass players, a lot of rookies too.
You've played for a really long time, or what?
Yeah, I'm old.
Like,
I'm much older than you guys.
Like when you played like back in the day when you had to show up to like someone's house or to like a bar?
Yeah, so not quite old enough. Like I've played in some leagues with some guys, family friends and stuff that's old school. They didn't have apps. They didn't have these different like computer programs that would tally up the scores for you. They would wait for the newspaper to come out the next day
with the scores.
With the scores in the newspaper. Remember what a newspaper was? You know, they used to wrap that shit up and throw it at your house like that shit. They'd pick that up and go to the stat sheet, and then they would find the people in the stats and they would calculate it themselves, bro. Damn. Yeah. Imagine being a commissioner in that league, Marcos. You shit the bed this year already. We had 2 drafts this season, right? So we had a draft yesterday. And then we had a bonus draft today because for some reason, first time draft commissioner, right? First time this year?
Second time being a commissioner.
Yeah, second. Are you talking about 2 drafts this year being a commissioner, or were you fucking commissioner last year?
I was a commissioner last year too.
So
that one went flawless. And you know what's funny is last year I had the first round pick too.
Oh, isn't that convenient, bro? That's so weird. I think any draft where the commissioner comes out as the first round, the first number 1 pick, I think that's obvious.
It's not obvious. It's a randomized league.
It is randomized, right?
Because Ravelis is number 2.
Good for him. But guess who got number 1? I just need to know that I just got to keep an eye on your fucking team. Like there has been a commissioner before. He's a really good friend of mine. But there was one day where he was commissioner and he went in and adjusted his league midday.
Really?
Yeah, that's some fucking lying ass shit. Yeah, he tried to do that.
What do you mean he adjusted it? Like he took off players and put them.
He did shit. The only the commissioner can do because they have the power to like you can play where teams get locked in on Thursday night for the whole week. You know, for the Sunday games and the Monday game, or you can go game time, which is that's how ours set up, and that's the best way to do it is game time. And he went in post game start. You know, I think one of his guys on the bench maybe got a kickoff return, and he was like, "Oh fuck, I was gonna put him in." So I'm just going to put him in now. Yeah, so I've seen that shit. So I'm pretty much going to keep an eye on you for that.
That's why I had to change the trade thing. It was set to commissioner veto, but now it's we all have to vote on it.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, except me. I don't get to vote.
The vote thing can be shitty sometimes
because like a lot of times someone gets pissed like, "No, that's bullshit."
Other people have different they have their bias in it. Like if you and Diego were going to trade, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys think it's a good trade, but I'm playing Diego next week. You know, he's trading a guy that's on the bench next week for a guy of higher value to you, but you need this tight end. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing me. I'm like, veto. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's between you two, I think, and the commissioner. The commissioner has to look at it and be like, yo, this isn't fair. You guys are playing some fuck. You guys are penalized $10. Put it in the pot at the end of the year.
Yeah. It's stupid. I hate because I've heard people be in leagues where that happens. I'm like, dude, fuck that. Like, the guys are trading. Like, one player always gets traded between these two guys,
Right.
Because they're playing this one person who has the all-star of the year, pretty
They're
much.
trying to take down the Giants.
Yeah, so they're trying to take them down.
Oh, well, I'd like to know all this before my first draft ever.
Well, yeah, no, you've never played fantasy before.
No.
This is your first year.
I've always wanted to
You
play.
couldn't
but
tell
I've
when he was
always-
drafting?
No.
Oh.
What do you mean? Well, everyone picked my players.
Well,
Tyson-
that's probably why you're
yeah,
like,
Tyson
who's
stole
top?
3 of me. No, I was looking at the players I liked.
I stole
and who
all
I-
everybody.
And who I heard over the highlights.
Dude, he took really good players. He fucking
Yeah, got a stud team.
Alvin Kamara in the 8th round. I was like,
I
how
know.
the fuck
People
did
get scared.
that fall?
People see sus, right? It
Yeah.
means suspension, but they're like, I don't want this guy.
That was me. What receiver was it that got suspended for the year last year? Now he's
Last
suspended indefinitely. He was on what team was he on? Not the Bears.
the Raiders, the dude that killed people.
No.
How's he
Fuck.
doing?
He just
car
got
crash guy?
Yeah.
he just got transferred to state prison. Actually.
Oh, right on. Good for him.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. Oh, he got caught. He was on the Texans for Cook or not Cook, but
I picked him up. Cook.
yeah, it was the guy was on the Texans last year, and he was suspended for a year. It was the same thing as like Deshaun Watson, but then he got popped with steroids. Can't remember his name, but he was like the Texans #1 for Deshaun Watson, and he got suspended for steroids.
How do I not know the name of this?
Can't
I feel like I've
remember his
been
name.
backing out of sports a lot lately. Other stuff's been going
Dude,
on.
me
but-
too. Like I had no idea Trey Lance got traded.
I know, we
no
were
idea.
You
I was like, what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Well, I'm like on my Instagram isn't that side of Instagram anymore. I was really big into college football for a long time.
Yep.
I was a huge Oklahoma Sooners fan, and now I'm like I can't even keep. I don't know who is on
USC?
there.
That's what I want to get into, college football.
You don't
Because
want to
you
get into it, dude.
It's bad.
It's just a lot
I
of
wanna see-
turnover. You got to stay on top
yeah,
of it.
you-
but I
Every
wanna
year, there's a
see-
new coming in.
Yeah, I
and you
want
got
to see who's top, who might go in the draft, and who's going to be a good.
That's
potential for your
that's
team.
always cool. But then like you pick a team. What people who like follow conferences, that's a different fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I followed the team, and my team was Oklahoma, so I knew everyone on Oklahoma, and like who was going to the draft and who's gonna go where. Like I was that era of like when it was Baker Mayfield and then Kyler Murray was at Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was really really into it, and then it turns into some other shit, and then I dropped out of it as soon as like the NIL deals came out and it became like the NFL. I was like, I'm good. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch that shit no more, because it's not about your recruiting class anymore. It's about who you could get to transfer to your school and who has the bigger fucking booster money and shit. It's all fucked up now. College football is like in the gutters pretty much.
That sucks.
Yeah, they're trying to find like their new face of it. All of college sports are pretty much fucked now. It's just all semi-pros pretty much, and everyone gets NIL deals. And
Oh yeah.
Is that a bad thing though for the guys?
no, it's I mean,
You know,
hey, fuck it, dude.
amateurism
Oh,
is
yeah.
dead now. That's
Get that-
cool. That's
get
cool.
that money.
Reggie Bush should get his Heisman Trophy back that he had to give up. His family should
100%.
get that car back, and everybody else that had signed autographs.
I was super into USC around that era when it was like Matt Liner and Reggie Bush and all those guys.
Oh yeah,
I was into it around that time. That's when they had the epic ass, probably best college football game ever.
yeah. The Texans
versus
or the Texans
versus
Vince Young and Matt Leinart going
dude,
head to head.
playing in Pasadena.
Yeah, that was a fucking dope ass game. The Reggie Bush, yeah, they should have won that game, dude. It came down to the wire.
literally that's like you couldn't write a
It's
better
a great, yeah.
a better game.
That's college football for you, though, right? Like when
Every
we say
single
college
game's
football,
like
is that
that.
like Saturdays, man. That's good football. But yeah, that was a great year. 2006, bro. That was a long
yeah.
time ago. What were you? 9?
I was born in '98, so I was like 8. I was 8 years
Damn,
old.
bro.
8 years old? Damn.
How'd you follow
Yeah.
football like that?
Just
That's how exciting it was.
I've
That's
played,
how exciting it was.
I played football since
how
I was
good it
7 years old.
Right,
So I was aware. I already knew everybody.
You were a football kid?
Yeah, I played football. That
You
was
got
like
that
our
CTE
sport.
early, huh?
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Noticeable.
Played O-line too, dude. My entire life.
Worst.
I ain't never tucked the ball a day in my life, dude.
You just
I never
The
had a play that
thankless-
was called Marco's dive or nothing.
they called that thankless CTE. Like you don't even have any highlights for
Yeah.
it. Like look at me, I'm bumping into that guy again.
That's all it was.
That's good. You know, they have like the heavy hits, right? Where people
Yeah.
go head up and it's like they get concussed
That
and
was
they go out.
That was my year.
But the people that just bump into each other repeatedly, like just those little,
It's
like
mini
42 times a game, yeah.
mini concussions.
Yeah.
That's why like
mini concussions.
that's why like when the NFL comes out with like all like the no hard hits to the
Oh,
receivers, I'm like, oh really? The O line's smacking heads. That's how
yeah.
you
Headbutting.
start. That's how
You
you
start with the
start.
headbutt.
You
Yep.
start with a headbutt.
go in there, lead with your head, hit
with your
face, boy.
And that's how you start. And then I remember I was big into football to when I first started playing. My second year playing, I knew our offensive coordinator sucked for my little league team because I was like playing Pee Wee and shit. I fucking we had like a free time at class or whatever, and I used to draw plays.
Okay.
Dude, and I gave the coach plays. And I was like, here, we should do these. And then I thought he was going to be like, oh, he gave me a drawing. And then he looked at him, he goes, we have a new playbook.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks, little
Dude,
kid.
that's
how bad he was?
That's how bad he was. And like, but that's how much knowledge I had of
That's love of
football
the
at
game.
that time. Yeah, dude, I
That's
love
straight love
that
of the
sport.
game.
He just drops the X's and O's on his little kid.
Now you go here, and then
But
the
I-
annexation of Puerto
yeah.
Rico.
I used to do like I used to have a breakdown because I used to watch Hard Knocks with my dad a lot on HBO. So like I knew how to draw plays, like how to actually do it the right way. Like I used to draw like how the lineman blocks and like how you draw the centers. You have to draw the center differently than everybody else. You have to put an X through him or make him a square with an X. Smart
That's why I
shit.
kind of wanted a white dad.
Well, my dad's Mexican, and my dad's not one of those like fucking soccer Mexicans. He's like an
That was my
American
dad.
sports
My
Mexican.
dad would put soccer all the time and never got into soccer. I still fucking hate the sport.
No,
It's so
Soccer's
boring.
dope, bro. Soccer's a good sport.
I'd rather
Come
watch.
on.
I'd rather watch
Come on.
tennis.
I'd
I will
rather-
battle.
I'd rather
done
take
this
a
my whole
nap.
life. Take a nap and watch the most beautiful game in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go watch basketball where they're making the bucket 50
Dude, I
times?
hate-
50 times.
I hate-
How difficult is a goal?
I hate basketball and soccer. It's too.
Bro,
it's
soccer
too,
is beautiful.
It's too go back and forthy.
It's go back and forthy, but you know what? Well, basketball is go back and forthy and go and do what is the object of the game? To get the ball in the bucket, right? And I'm not shitting on
Exactly.
basketball because I can watch playoff basketball, right?
But
Yeah.
that's it.
But that's it. I'm not going to sit there and watch a league game unless I'm there, unless I'm at the fucking at the arena. But I mean, soccer is so beautiful. Like when they kick the ball, bro, it goes just around the defender's foot because they're right on him, pressing him. It goes over the fucking goalie's hand as he dives up and just under the bar, and it goes into a goal. Or there might be a fucking header involved or a volley. Soccer, I will fight that to death. That's a beautiful sport.
And this
He's
is why
talking
you.
about a 1 in 100 chance of that
Exactly.
actually happening.
No, that happens every goal, damn near. And I mean, sometimes there's some trash goals, right? Like hockey, I think is a sloppy sport. I love sports, but hockey's
just
a
watch
little
it for the
sloppy.
fights.
You're playing on fucking ice, bro.
Yeah,
You're
hockey's
playing like
tight.
let's play on slippery. Yeah, hockey's
hockey's
dope.
tight.
Believe me, I've been to a lot of hockey games.
Oh, I
Out
got a
here
lot.
or like LA.
Here in LA and Anaheim
Yeah,
I don't ever want to
and
go.
San Diego too.
I
The
think-
goals.
I think it's just because I'm poor. Is like I don't ever want to go see a Kings game after watching the games out here.
Yeah,
all
dude,
the
these
time.
minor league games are dope.
Yeah,
because
there's
they're playing for a reason.
The
Yeah,
players
everyone's
get
swinging.
there.
But
Everyone starts swinging.
versus NHL like league, like you made it to the league, dog. Like there's nothing else. But these guys are trying to make a spot on
Yeah.
the team, so they're like, I'm gonna fuck that dude up who's been chipping me all night.
And it's dope because there's young guys that are hungry for it, trying to get in.
Yeah,
and there's
dude.
also those old ass
hustling.
thirsty guys that have been there for a long time that know the game in and out, and they will be there. They're like the enforcers that
Yeah.
they'll fucking throw down. And those are the guys that everyone is scared of, like the younger guys are scared of. So
That
it's
was
cool to
that was
watch.
like my initiation when I first moved out here. Like
Condors?
going to a Condors
Fuck
game.
yeah.
When you
Condors,
first
why
moved
not?
to Bakersfield, like
Condors
you
town.
got to go to a Condors.
Yeah,
game.
you always
yeah.
have to go Condors game and Condors at playoffs because that's when they start swinging the most.
Oh, yeah.
They start doing
Playoffs.
slap shots everywhere.
The
playoffs they
are-
pull off on the fighting because they don't
Yeah,
want those
they're
penalty box
playing.
minutes.
They're
Yeah, they're
playing.
trying to win. But leading
I
into
saw a lot of
hey,
fights.
but if they have playoff berth locked in and they're playing like some Las Vegas team, I don't even know if the
Yeah,
Las
who,
Vegas
like,
regular,
sucks.
and they're mad at each other from previous encounter. Yeah, they throw it down. They'll get the
yeah.
whole. I remember so Condors is now right in Mechanics Bay. It used to be Centennial Gardens, and before that, it was right next door. Is the Bakersfield Convention Center. You know that little place where they played knockoff artists and shit like concerts.
Oh yeah, the theater. now?
Before that, before they had the new one, they were the Bakersfield Fog, and before that, they were the Bakersfield Oilers. Right, and my family's had season tickets to all Condors, Oilers, and for like we've been in minor league hockey for a minute. Like I'm telling you, I like sports. It is the sloppiest one. You're playing on fucking ice.
Yeah.
In video games, when you get on ice, your feet. That's like how kind of difficult. Maybe it's just a really hard sport, and I don't get it. But we've been watching it then, and I remember there was this fight one time where the head coach had a trash. Like in the beginning of the game when they dump pucks out so they can practice
Yeah,
with them.
yeah.
Motherfucker had a full-on 55-gallon trash can full of pucks. And he was throwing pucks at the refs while the rest of the guys were fighting. You can't see. That's like some slap shot shit. That's like some minor league fucking sports. That shit doesn't happen in NHL because the people will lose their sponsorship.
jobs
They're gonna
and
get
shit.
their job. They're gonna be like revoked from ever. This guy, I think he got a promotion. I'm pretty
Versus
sure.
out here, what are they gonna lose? The local McDonald's is
Serious.
gonna not give us free fries.
Carl's
when we
Jr.
win?
Yeah, when we scored 2 goals in the power play, they're no longer gonna get a double bacon Western cheeseburger.
Fondo's gonna come in and rip off the banner.
Not happening. So carry on fighting.
Because it's also like last year, 2021 I moved out here, 2022. My first year out here though. I came out here and the coaches get rowdy.
Yeah.
The coaches get rowdy. And then I found out later on that year, because going to the game made me want to follow hockey. So I followed it for a little bit. And then I found out the coach got promoted too. So the coaches are in the minor leagues also trying to get a job.
Yeah, dude, even the refs. Like everybody about that. They're trying to get to the next level. So it's, they're all trying to, even the announcers, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they go a little too heavy.
The announcer out here is cool.
Yeah, no, they're
guy,
good.
I like
Yeah,
him.
he's dope.
I forget his name. What's his name, Tyson?
I couldn't tell you, brother. One of those names I don't
Dude,
wanna
imagine
remember.
having that job though. Like that's a cool job. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go call I gotta go to the arena.
I'm
the
busy.
game.
I'm busy. Kind of like the voice of the condors, you
Yeah.
know, that
Imagine
endangered species.
Imagine the endangered species, the fucking radio station who gets the contract to like just call the Condors game.
Yeah, dude, I listened to that before. Like whenever they play out of town and stuff, or whenever they're in town, we can't go to games. I remember my pops, we'd sit by the fucking radio, like where it's the 50s, and listen to the games. That's how hooked he was on it, man. He would like tell me when the guys were getting called up to the Ducks or the Kings or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I remember, a lot of times like when we go to playoffs, we'll get shat on. We'll get our guys taken away from us.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough times, but minor leagues.
You've been out here your whole life, Tyson?
Born and raised
Damn,
in Bakersfield. I spent a little less than a decade down south in San Diego, but Bakersfield's my roots are deep here.
Fuck yeah.
My son is 6th generation Californian, so
Nice.
we've been out here since the Oregon Trail. My family brought motherfuckers over here from Independence, Missouri, on the Oregon Trail. Like made like multiple shots back and forth. You know that Oregon Trail shit? Like too much beef, your kid died of dysentery.
Yeah.
That
Too
shit was
much
real.
beef?
That's like when you couldn't take the wheels off of your wagon and float across the river because your cart was too heavy, kind of shit.
You had to drink
real
the water?
technical shit. You had to throw your dead meat out. I liked hunting on that game, so I always had too much meat. We couldn't carry all the buffalo with us. You know,
What game is this?
the Oregon Trail, bro.
I've never heard of this
It's
game.
literally
Oh
an
my
8-pixel game, and all you're doing is clicking
Surviving.
You're
Yeah.
just traveling.
You're clicking buttons like, oh, camp here, and then comes the next morning, and all you see is, oh, Lucy died from
Dysentery.
dehydration.
There's
Yeah.
always dysentery, bro.
What the fuck?
Do you want to give your little
What?
child a proper burial? And you're like, no, let's move on. It's like your other child died. And you're like, okay, proper burial. I remember that part. You keep saying no.
This is like a computer game?
This is a game where if you grew up in the 90s, as I did, you had an option of like 1 or 2 games when you went to the library and they let you play on the first edition computer.
An Oregon
ever.
Trail.
The Oregon Trail was it, bro. It was either
Wait,
that or
how-
like Minesweeper.
Aren't you only 36?
Yes, only. What do you mean? I'm a distinguished man, 36 years old. I don't know if that's the word I'd use, but
No, you're seasoned.
I'm seasoned,
You're seasoned.
well weathered.
Yeah, your knees hurt a little bit.
Yeah, they do sometimes. That's weird. Back, bro, it starts to all get to you.
He hates
Brain.
the fall for that reason.
For real.
Like,
So-
oh, I can't go outside today. It's too cold.
Is that like a
Yeah.
thing? Is like everyone says that when they're from Bakersfield, like born and raised?
No, I just think that we're kind of proud. Like this is our stomping grounds, man. Because we were here. I mean, I was here before. Like maybe this spot right here was here, but around you was nothing probably.
Oh, no
like,
shit.
Yeah, where I was, like I'm riding bikes and shit, and now it's like a Costco. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
it's
shit.
a well-developed area
Yeah.
where it wasn't so much, and so I think that people think that they have a little more invested into it when they say that they've been here this long. That's what I
Do you think like out here between like when you were a kid to now, like it grew really fast?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're still kind of behind. I think the population went fast. Like we're behind in like parks and schools and just like
Oh, yeah.
others things like grocery stores and stuff. We're
Yeah.
still behind it, but I call it a pop-up book. When I moved to San Diego and I'd come and visit for like Easter and Christmases was when I'd always come back to town for sure, and there'd be other events, birthdays and stuff. And every time I come back in town, there's another fucking shopping mall, another strip mall, and it's a pop-up book, dude. There's another Chick-fil-A popping up, or there's another whatever it is, another intersection where all 4 corners are just lit up with a heart hospital or like a children's hospital or something. It's just, I called it a pop-up book for that reason, but it's developing in every different direction, you know.
So when you were here, Mechanics Bank was RoboBank, and then before that, was it something else?
Centennial Garden Arena was the first one before we went into the getting all, sponsored out.
Same-
where we had to
same
sell-
building?
Same building. The
Oh,
first time it was
okay.
built, it was Centennial Gardens, and I was like, that's dope. Like that's a cool name.
Yeah, I remember Rabobank.
Rabobank was the
But
next one. That's
I
when that
remember-
I don't
bank
remember Centennial.
gave us money to like upgrade it, like millions.
Put
of dollars.
money on it.
Yeah, then we
so
changed
do you
the
remember
name.
the East Hill Mall then? Like,
I remember.
at its
Yeah,
peak?
I've been. I never like East Hills Mall was the other side of my town. Oh, that I lived on. But I remember there. I like seen some movies out there. There's a movie theater in there, and whenever there wasn't a good movie time, you'd hit up East Hills Mall, but you try to steer clear of that place. I
So,
think.
did you used to go to the movie theater that's like right here, Reading? What was it
Reading.
before? Not Imperial. No, what the fuck is it? The one at the mall.
The one at the mall is
Valley
Maya.
Plaza.
Not Maya. That one downtown is Maya. The one there is. Yeah, you were right.
It's
Was it?
Reading.
Reading.
It's called Reading, but it used to be called something else.
I think that was it.
Pacific.
Was it Pacific? Yeah,
Pacific
Pacific
Theater.
Theaters. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
Pacific
I'd say
Did you used to go to that one, or you're like, that's the ghetto one?
when it first came out, when a movie theater's brand new, it's like, oh, let's go check it out. They've got a fucking the seat is a little bit different, it's
Yeah.
a little bit higher. It's cool, or
it's all the
or the stadium
popcorn
thing.
machine doesn't have a shit ton of
Yeah.
crust
It
on
doesn't
it.
smell like burnt popcorn yet,
Yeah.
so go check it out. But we would go there. Yeah, I mean, I'd seen some movies there, but
Every time I go there right now, I'm like, it was scary because me, Autumn, and Nathaniel went, and we were. It was in the middle of the day. We just watched a scary movie, and then we walked around the theater, and we're like we went into like other little theaters, and they were playing Ninja Turtles, and it was dead ass empty, and like the whole place felt haunted. Like it's a
It's
weird
just a ghost town.
haunting feeling in that fucking theater.
There's always something going on outside or inside. Because
Oh yeah,
what was it?
the Barbie movie. There was a
The Barbie
fight.
movie, there was a fight. I saw that. I
A
saw
fight
that.
that
One.
went
Barbie movie?
viral.
I saw that
yeah.
one on Twitter.
God dang, bro.
Those two fat
Yeah,
chicks.
that's how we
Don't
do
you
it.
follow that account too? Kern County Activities on Instagram.
I should. That sounds
Oh,
interesting.
I'll send
Yeah.
it to you. It's good.
There was a fight.
There's a
And
fight
then
at the
outside
bar.
there was a
See
bunch of
that.
Edgars trying to fucking fight
Yeah.
another Edgar.
For what movie was that?
No, who knows?
Not Barbie.
Probably Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah, Blood In, Blood Out, the remastered version. Miklo and shit.
10th anniversary.
Hey, I will
AK.
at that movie theater. The funniest story I have at that movie theater. Like me and my boy Caleb, way back. This is when like one of the last X-Men came out. It's supposed to be the last one, but they keep having all these other ones. But we went and saw it earlier, like the night before. And the next day, my girlfriend at the time and my buddy Caleb and I were just going to the mall to go check something out. And there was a huge, like 3 lines for this movie, right? When we drove by, rolled the window down, and screamed out, "Xavier dies! Xavier dies!" It was the greatest feeling to just ruin that.
That's
No way, bro. You should have saw it the night before if you gave a fuck. If
You're
standing,
fucked
I didn't
up.
stand in any lines for it. We just happened to work out at a perfect time, like midnight the night before.
Like the midnight
Yeah, that was a
premiere?
good. Every time I drive by there, I think about that. Yeah, midnight premiere. I think we were just like.
I felt like
out
he would
late.
be the one to drive by on Endgame. Tony Stark died.
Yeah,
Something
Tony
like that.
Stark's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. Spider-Man's dead, bro. Thanos gets it. But yeah, it was something like similar to that. Like that's probably a more recent memory of how big the end of one movie was. Like that Endgame movie was equivalent to Xavier dying at that time. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah.
Not at all.
Xavier dies, bro. That was a big deal.
X-Men was like before like when I was a kid when that came out.
Yeah, dude.
X-Men was extremely scary to me.
Was it?
That blue, remember that guy, that chick who was blue,
Mystique.
Mystique, and then there's that guy who was blue, and he like
Beast.
transported.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no, that's,
Beast. There's Beast
Nightcrawler.
too.
There you go, Nightcrawler.
Those 3 were terrifying.
Really?
Terrifying.
There's something on the color blue that you need to dive deeper
There was
into, bro, 'cause
something-
there's
no,
some
there was-
scarier fucking characters than that.
No,
Hey, put
Mystique-
that can away.
I know.
Mystique was like hot, but then I was like scary because the texture of her like skin looked really scary.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I forgot.
like
I don't like
lizard?
scaly people
Me
either.
neither. I'm afraid of snakes, so that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
and she had like really orange hair, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. This
Yeah,
bitch is
you
built
know
like
redheads are crazy. Too.
and I was like, this bitch is built like a 1963 Ford GT, dude. Like, what the fuck? So it was like really weird to me. I was like, I don't like that.
I was scared of Twister,
Twister.
the 1996 movie.
really Bill Paxton and fucking like
I
Helen
don't,
Hunt.
I don't even know what that
I think
movie is.
It's an old movie, but it just scared the fuck out of me because they get into the cellar, the bunker, and the dad's holding onto the door.
Uh-huh.
And all you see is this motherfucker fly
First
out.
1 minute.
Yeah,
That's the
And
opening
it
scene.
Traumatized the fuck out of me.
Can we leave?
Can we change this? Yeah,
Can we
natural
leave?
disaster shit's crazy, bro. I don't like that
Yeah,
shit.
I don't care for natural disasters.
Yeah.
That's like when I watched The Day After Tomorrow. Like these are
Tripped
all
out.
early 2000 movies, and they're
Mhm.
like end of the world shit. Like they'll
Yeah.
scare the shit out of me.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like
Fucking hate
5 years old, and I'm like
I know,
I'm
contemplating the California breaking off into the
Yeah.
ocean and shit.
afraid. And I'm over here. I'm like,
Oh, fucking San Andreas.
Yeah.
what we were telling my mom, I was like, is this really gonna happen? She goes,
Uh-huh.
it's just a movie. And I'm like, I have to lay in bed. It's like midnight. I'm all, the world's gonna fall apart. We're all gonna freeze, and then I'm gonna have to live in a train station with my family and the
If
rest
they
of
make it,
California
if
City.
my family makes
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's crazy because you have your kid, like now I have kids kind of ask me that kind of question like, oh my gosh, is that really happening? You're thinking in your head like fuck, I don't know. Like, there's a good chance. But right now, I got to lie to my child and be like, it's just Hollywood. And I'm like, and then I go to bed that night, fuck. Are we going to break off into the ocean? Like, my son's got me thinking. But thank God he feels comfortable because I lied to him.
You're laying there. I shouldn't have smoked all that weed before I took my son to see that
Shouldn't
movie.
have eaten that edible, bro, because do you feel that? Are we falling? There was an earthquake the other day.
Yeah,
You guys
there
feel
was a
that?
hurricane.
I didn't feel
Oh,
it.
yeah. You didn't feel it? I didn't feel it either, but
I didn't
I was
either.
pulling something out of the oven.
probably
and
a
all-
pizza. Probably a take and bake
No,
pizza. No?
chicken-
Just my first thought, first thing that came to mind.
No, it was
I was
Okay.
pulling a dead girl out of the oven.
chicken legs, and all I hear.
Chicken legs. Bitch, that was chicken wings.
Chicken legs.
honey barbecue.
So what
is
happened?
best, though.
Yeah.
But then all I hear is my mom go, ah! I'm like, what? There was an earthquake. You didn't feel it? I was like, no, I'm fucking moving.
Bitch, I'm cooking.
And all of a sudden she's all like, my vertigo's acting up. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go again.
Uh-oh. The vertigo thing, huh?
I saw when the earthquake hit here. Like, I'm in the second story, so if the building cracks and falls apart, I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
dead.
on you.
And then I'm like laying there in bed, and then apparently the earthquake hits, and I just hear my downstairs neighbor freaking out. I was like, the building's cracking! The
Oh,
building's
God.
cracking! I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And I get up and I go on Instagram. That's my news. I go on Instagram and it's like, oh, did anybody feel that earthquake?
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
didn't get the notification on your phone?
yeah, that's what I got.
Amber Alert?
I got the notification. I was like, and I looked. I was like, there was an earthquake.
Yeah, 5.3 or some shit like
I was
that.
like, yo, I know I'm a heavy sleeper, but I didn't know I was that heavy of a sleeper. I could sleep through a
earthquake?
fucking earthquake.
Where was the epicenter? Was it here? It wasn't here, right?
Uh,
Ojai.
There you go.
Ojai,
Yeah,
right?
Ohio
yeah.
got hit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We
So
had
I
the
don't like those.
aftershocks.
Yeah.
So you went from Bakersfield. What school did you go to out here? Centennial?
So I'll start at the beginning. I went to Little Country Christian School. I went there from when I was 2 years old until I was in second grade. It actually changed at kindergarten to Country Christian School because I was no longer little. Little Country Christian was preschool. Country Christian, second grade. They stopped having classes after that. And then when I went to Rio Bravo Greeley in the middle of nowhere, far west Bakersfield, almost Shafter, almost like towards Buttonwillow, that area.
RBJ.
RBG. I went there until 8th grade, and then I went to Liberty High School.
was that a new high school?
It was a
when you
new
went?
high school. I was the freshman class, the first class that went there when there was all four classes there. Like, so the first two classes were freshman and sophomore, and then freshman, sophomore, junior, and then the next year was me as a freshman with a full
with, like,
school.
the official
Exactly,
graduating
the full,
class.
yeah. So like we were like the expansion team coming into all the whole league, with like.
Oh. Like you guys sucked for a long
Yeah,
time.
bro. Up until I got there, yeah. And then we started doing good. Yeah, I was a cheerleader, so I got them going excited.
Did you really
No,
play
I didn't
cheer?
fucking
What
cheer,
did you
bro.
do? Did you do like
I played
you were
soccer
in
and baseball.
Yeah.
I stopped
I
playing
didn't see the
football.
baseball. I didn't see the soccer.
You
Well,
used to
he's
talk
a
about-
huge
Oh,
baseball.
Yeah,
fucking
family,
nerd.
baseball family. Pops, my uncle, my grandfather all played professional. And then
For
my
real?
mom was athlete. Yeah. Mariners for my pops, the Indians for my grandpa, and the Phillies for my uncle. My dad was a pitcher, and the other two were catchers. And they're out of Napa, California, where my pops played on like under 16-year-old teams when he was like 10. Same thing with my uncle and my dad. My grandpa was a coach out there for whenever I've coached my kids in sports, and I can't imagine being a coach that has kids that just coaches other kids just because you want that community, you want your, for the love of that game. But yeah, so he coached he was a big time coach there in that area. And then, and I think I got a good pedigree. My mom played softball. My mom played volleyball.
Did your mom have like softball legs?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but
Like the mom,
Athletic.
like big fucking legs.
no, my mom's
Like
not
Pixar
petite,
mom.
but she's in shape. She didn't have like them big ass. No,
It's
like-
like my mom played softball. She has like we called it like
Is it called
softball girl
softball?
legs.
Huh.
Yeah, because like
well, she was middle infield,
she
second
was,
and short, so
she
it
was a
wasn't.
catcher. My mom was a catcher.
Okay, catcher, third
Oh,
base,
yeah.
first base, pitcher. Maybe I
Yeah.
could see softball legs, but she was middle infield. But yeah, so that's sports, soccer, baseball, Liberty.
And then
Where were we?
well, how did you get? You didn't like want to go to college or anything, or you just like?
Yeah, I'm
"That's
sure I
not
did.
for
No, I
me"?
planned on studying at San Diego State University. I wanted to go to San Diego.
Did you do any community college or anything or not?
I did local here. I did some BC. Went to jail for something stupid.
oh yeah, I remember we
So
talked
fell
about
out there, and then went to Taft, and then I was just kind of felt like just making money rather than, driving out and spending. I don't know. Just who knows what the right decision was, but
what were your grades like in BC and Taft?
easy money.
Like you were
community college is easy, bro.
Yeah.
like you were making A's and shit.
A's and B's, I'd say. B's
Okay.
for the classes that I didn't give a shit about. And it fell off quick when I wasn't able to show up due to incarceration reasons.
What'd you do? 90 days?
54, but who's counting?
90-day sentence, but you only
123 days sentence.
123,
Spent
that's
54, yeah. That was so...
That was a while. Yeah, when you told me that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then, so you went to Taft, got pretty decent grades.
Yeah, I know a girl gets in the way, it seems like, because anytime I'm like, yeah.
Did you party in college? Like you were having fun times and shit?
Yeah, it's fun.
I wish I had that.
And then you went from Taft, going to Taft, and then you were like, fuck this, I'm going to go make money.
Yeah, I started working a little bit in an equipment rental company, and then transferred there down to San Diego.
Okay.
That's where I got started on the wash rack at this company, right? Worked my way up, small tool mechanic, delivery guy, inside sales, and then outside sales, and then moved to San Diego and was tearing it up there, jumped ship just made a lateral move from one company to the next because I had been through 2 corporate buyouts with the company I started with on the wash rack, where you do inventory of everything, bro. You do inventory on fucking folders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're putting
Paper.
stickers
You're
on
doing paper.
every slice of paper, bro. And that shit just gets old. And not only that, not only are you supposed to be working to make the company money, you have like a second job, which is doing inventory of all the assets of the company that is about to sell. So they make money on everything. They don't leave anything out.
Right.
So you're expected to do the original duties that you're getting paid for and then also keep it up on everything else. So I went through that and it's just a hassle, but also after they do the sell, that's, hey, business as usual. Everything's okay, guys. And then heads start rolling. It's like, just do what you want.
Everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone. They reset. But then, so I saw that coming again in San Diego. So I jumped ship. And then, of course, that company sold again. And then COVID hit. Yeah, that kind of shit.
So
I moved back
you were
here.
in San Diego
No, I moved back here for my youngest son. When he was born, he had
before pandemic.
Yes, pre-pandemic. About a year before pandemic.
And then you were out here
when it hit.
So did you quit your job before the pandemic, or you're like, I'm gonna go take a job in Bakersfield?
No, well, I transferred from that company back to Bakersfield. So I got the transfer here because I did all right job, did okay, and they knew about me here, and jumped back into the Bakersfield scene. And then COVID hit, and they're like, yeah, you guys are no longer allowed to visit anybody. So as in sales, like you kind of need to go to job sites and offices.
Yeah.
And so then they kind of cut back on like 75% of the sales.
And you were
team.
part of the sales team that got.
And I would have
booted.
stayed if I was in San Diego. I would have stayed on the top tier because I was, they cut like everybody except for 1 or 2 salesmen, the least, the lowest ones. But because I was lowest on the totem pole because I just got here, technically I had to go, even though my numbers were probably better.
You're all
It was so
fucking
shit. It was so fucking
Favoritism.
son just had to come.
Yeah, I know my son.
I know.
God.
Favoritism
God
feels
forbid
like.
my fucking son shows up.
I know. His fault.
Have you ever experienced favoritism in a workplace?
I mean, every workplace has favoritism. I mean, right now where we all work, there's favoritism for sure.
My old job, the warehouse, that one was bad.
Oh yeah, dude? But when you realize, because I worked at a warehouse too. That was my first job. Was working at Michael's warehouse in Lancaster, and that was just fucking. It's all favoritism. It's people who need to get their shit together, but don't have their shit together yet. That's who works at warehouses.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the bitch that was there after you, becomes supervisor.
Oh, for real?
All because she has a deep throat.
Oh damn! So she really sucked the dick of the boss.
That's legit. Like how I found out too is like in all warehouse jobs, it's just everyone's fucking each other.
Yeah, you gotta
warehouse fuck.
You gotta kiss ass or eat ass to fucking move up in the warehouse.
I was 18 and like
do both.
pretty much had my eyes closed and I didn't know what was going on in the warehouse. I was oblivious to it. Dude, there would be girls hitting on me and shit and I had no idea because I'm 18. I just got out of high school.
You're 18 years old and you don't know when a woman is hitting on you.
No, I was just like, oh yeah. No, she was like 20, like in her 20s, 30s.
She did it more aggressively, just like grabbed your dick.
Like that's when I was
And you're
like,
like, what is
oh,
she
I
doing?
think she likes me.
I think she wants to
think
fuck.
She's giving me head in the car. She's like, I think she likes me right
I don't
now.
know what
It's
she's
like
doing.
maybe
to
she
my
wants
dick.
to go out and see a movie. It's like,
No, she just wants to go in.
yeah, she just
and
wants
get
to.
that dick. Bro, Oblivious 18-year-old into the wide world.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing better than being eight. Like, and I look back and I was like, dude, because the guy I was working with all the time, numbers in that warehouse. I'm talking about
easy.
Attaboy.
he was like putting
Prom king of the fucking
people
warehouse, eh?
down in like the manager's office.
Oh, damn.
Crazy shit. He's like, yeah, did you just come in on a Saturday? Like, game over.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, what?
At the
Warehouse.
man, fuck
fucking-
this place. At the Ross warehouse, it was bad. We got managers, fucking supervisors, fucking associates, and associates, fucking managers.
Oh yeah.
That's just people
I know
fucking
one-
people, bro.
That's just people
Nah.
fucking at this point.
Now there's one girl
no titles.
that everyone knew about her going around,
Uh-huh.
and supposedly the rumor was there was 3 supervisors involved and 2 managers, and she got pregnant, and she didn't know which one it was.
That's when you just pick the one who has the best salary.
Yeah,
True
duh.
that.
Pick the one
So
that's
it's
going
a
to give you the
white-
most child support.
For
It's
real.
a white guy comes out black. You're like, oh,
For
it's still
real.
yours. I got 10% black in me.
So Tyson, when you came back, what did you do? Like when they let you go, you're doing odd jobs? Or you
Yeah, dude, it was rough. It's still kind of rough, dude, because getting back into it, what happened was the company that I would always have a job with knew the owner, which is a multi-million, like sold it for billions. He's a billionaire. Like I've flown on his private jet to Vegas with him because Vegas was their headquarters.
No shit.
It was fun, bro. Rode shotgun, like rode in the co-pilot, like the real word co-pilot. Like I sat up front.
What the fuck?
It was fucking fun. So the owner was a good dude. Really took care of his people. I would always have a job there, and it was really mafioso type. Like I never knew how much I was going to get paid because
Yeah.
you're supposed to know how much your commission is.
But you never knew.
No one ever knew. But the checks were coming in clean, bro. So I never was like, "Hey, wait a second," you know?
You
'Cause it
weren't
was
gonna
always-
speak up.
No, bro. I feel like I could have made more, but other times when I probably shouldn't have made more, I made a lot more than I
Yeah.
should have. So it was like, it balances out. But I would always have a job with him. But this company during the pandemic had sold to, they sold to the big guy, the biggest company. So they're no longer around. So I couldn't go right back into that. Like they promised me that the job would be there for him, which, we thought it was going to be just, 6 months, 2 months, 2 weeks is what the thought was.
Yeah.
And then it was like kind of slowly extending. And, 2 years later, whatever, that company was gone, dissolved into the big man. So they're not there anymore. So I had some odd jobs I had to do. And it was funny. It was just like places that I would frequent a lot, like a taco shop or something would be like, hey, do you want to come in? I'm like, all right, I'll eat for free now instead. And they paid. And because other places, it's so crazy, bro. Places weren't hiring.
Yeah.
Like my resume is a nice resume, I feel like, to come across a desk. Like does well. Like it's fine. And my references are on point. Like people would give good information. Like I didn't have anything I was worried about as far as getting a job, but I was not getting a job, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody was either not responding or I would get hit back with a sorry to inform you, email. And it's like, bitch,
Oh, yeah.
Well, like
sorry to
you're-
inform you that I even applied for your shitty company because it's not where like
Yeah.
I am too good for this. Like I was taking some humble pie.
That's probably why you're probably
Factory.
overqualified.
Yeah, I'd like to say that too, but I don't know, bro. It's
A lot of times
That's right.
that's been happening to me right now. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting dicked.
right, dude.
On fucking like, dude, I applied for Sam's Club to push carts.
Right.
And they're all, unfortunately, we don't
Yeah.
meet our qualifications.
I
Like,
know.
bitch, I have 2 legs and I can walk.
I could push
a cart.
You pass
How?
by, you just see an old lady in the scooter.
Literally, I see by and it's like an old dude. I'm like, I can fucking help him.
They're not even pushing them now. Now they just
No, it's
remotely.
like you just
now
remotely
they
grab
just Yeah, remote fucking automation's taking over. But yeah, you can't get a job right now. And the times when you're looking for a job, like you go to like whatever website you go to, they'll jam you up about, hey, do you want education for this? And as you're clicking through, just
It's so stupid.
now you just get phone calls and emails and messages about,
So
hey,
dumb.
come to schooling here. You get more calls about going to a school for a job that you try to look for
Yeah.
more than you get called back for getting a job. It's fucking wild.
And then you
out
get
there.
scammed out by some of these ones that
and
are.
they sell your information, or they
Yep.
What is it? It's like career centers.
career service centers.
Yeah, where they're not real companies. They're all, hey, do you want to be a maintenance tech? And then you apply for it, and then you're all, You like go onto the actual company's website and it's like, oh, we just do like career services.
Oh yeah. There's all these like runarounds.
Like
and
Apple One Inc. is what like a huge one. That every time like there's like, yo, you got a dope job, and then you go to apply for it, and it's all, oh yeah, this is a career service, and they call you and I was like, hey, we can help you build your resume for $30.
I know. It's like those are jobs. Like they're trying to hustle people that need jobs because they're trying to make money. Seeing like how thirsty we are for, and they're like, that's how they're trying to make money. That's their hustle. So we're trying to go get jobs. There's no jobs out there. Dude. They say that there's jobs out there, right? There's like all this. Oh yeah, we're hiring, right? I've gotten text messages every day from places like even Home Depot. I'm reaching out to and shit because I know they have good benefits and stuff. And I get a message every day that says, yeah, we like your resume and your first interview is good. We're going to schedule you on the calendar. Unfortunately, the calendar is full right now. We'll get back to you. I've been getting the same text for like fucking weeks at a time until I cancel my application and then restart one. And that's been going on for months. Like it's like those kind of jobs. I mean, I was spoiled in my sales job. I was given a truck, a company card, which I used only for the company, and gas card,
right.
and you know what I mean. Like I would take customers to lunch and shit, and I would get lunch, and that's what it's made for. Yeah. But I feel like I'm still taking money from boss man, who I appreciate. But I mean, that's like a great thing to have.
We're just not going to talk about the to-go order.
The to-go orders or the tips that I was trying to like, tell that, like, show that server, what's up, baby girl? Yeah. $10.
She picks it up. She goes, oh, I didn't know there was a RES Rentals.
Nice. Okay, that's I was looking for your name, but it said company name.
Yeah, it's a RES Rentals here, huh? Yeah, of course it's a $50 tip. You imagine this.
They know. Those servers and those strippers know when they're getting. Servers know. They know when they're getting a company card put down.
So now it's like you're in this like phase. I feel like where you're just like working shit out.
Limbo, I'd say purgatory-ish.
Not even. I wouldn't call it purgatory. Because when did you first start coming to the club? And like kind of like why did you start coming to the club?
Well, so comedy's always been something that's special to me, right,
before I'm talking about like before you even did stand up,
right? So comedy's always had a very close place in my heart because I think like I'm not trying to dive too deep, but I grew up, like I already mentioned, in a side of town where it was still kind of like old school, right? All of my friends' parents were together, married, right? I was the only one who didn't have married parents. And to me, that was my like insecurity. Like I felt uncomfortable when I'd be like, oh, I'm going to my dad's this weekend, or, my mom or it was really weird for me as a kid growing up from a young age. And that's all I knew. So I didn't go through that divorce. Oh, it's my fault thing. That's all I knew. But I really kind of credit that being my, like the darkest, like uncomfortable discomfort, and like to try to laugh about it or like make people laugh to feel comfortable was the start of it. And so like growing up, I was always class clown from the very beginning to the very end. All teachers that I ever had, it's really weird, like love, hate, like they love the shit out of me. Like I bump into teachers all the time, bro. They want to give me the biggest hug and tell me how they've never forgot about me and how like they're reminded of me all the time whenever they have a student that makes them laugh once or twice a year, all the times. And so like they love me, but during the school year, it was like a lot of back and forth. Like they loved me, but I would get on their nerves a little bit because I kind of pull the class away from them often. So I was always loving comedy. And then growing up my whole life, it's always like, oh, you're funny, you should do comedy and shit like that. So I always felt like comedy was a good outlet, but not like stand-up comedy, because there's a big difference between just being the funny guy in the group or the room or the party and being like, all right, I'm gonna tell jokes now. Like there's a big difference, bro. It's it's a whole different animal.
That's where I'm opposite. I wasn't class clown. I wasn't the funny one in the group. I was always like the dumb one, like doing dumb shit.
That's hard to. I could see you being the funny one all the time, man. Your whole life.
But even not like I would be more performance funny. Like when I need to be on, I'm on. Because how I think I got to where I am is because I remember distinctly when I started taking the bus to school. That was around like middle school time. There would be a literal roast session in the back of the bus every single fucking bus trip. And I would try to sit to the back to where I could hear it because I love people. I love jokes.
Yeah, trash talk.
I love shit like that. Yeah. So I'd sit just close enough to where I could hear, but sometimes that middle section would get filled up and I have to sit in the back.
Oh, and then
in the crosshairs?
I hate to say these two brothers, Deshaun and Marcus, would go off on everyone in the bus, roasting. And I would be giggling. I would giggle. You'd have to laugh to where you can't let them know you're laughing because then it turns into, what are you laughing at, white boy? And I'm like, fuck. And then it's on you.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I was like, I knew I was like, I can't go toe to toe with these guys because I'm not that funny. And then it turned into like once I started learning like drama and shit and like planning shit out and then coming up with shit and learning improv. That's when I was like, oh, I kind of like just trust your instinct instead of think about what you're gonna say next. Just trust your gut influence. And that's where I was like, it flipped for me where I'm like, I'm not that funny. Like I'm just more of like goofy instead of being really funny.
Yeah, you can tell you dug your hooks into that though, because you do that very well now on stage.
Yeah.
That improv shit, like from the very first time I think I ever jammed you up about anything. It was that time when there was people in the booth.
Oh, dude, that dude
and I was like, they're making out,
finger
fucking each
his
other.
chick in the back. That was wild. What was going on?
I don't know,
remember?
dude. I was sitting right next to him, and they were getting hot.
Tell Diego.
What happened?
So VIP booth, right? The back.
The back.
We're back there, and this is Thursdays when that whole place used to just get packed.
Thursdays used to be jumping.
Used to be standing room at the bar only. The whole floor was full.
Damn.
Anytime you wanted to be a comic and have your own little spot with the comics, it was in the back lounge behind the VIP, right?
We used to hang out back there.
That's where I used to get, and like now it's so roped off on, like even VIP gets roped off now, lounges get roped off, and so it's a little more thin now, but back then it was thick, bro. So like all VIPs were taken, and so Jess and I used to sit back there, and right next to us was this couple. Jess and I were getting like
some rock
we were like
star looking
getting
dude.
into, like we were kind of getting a little hot about how sexy these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They were diving into
young,
it. They were
too.
young, and they were like, I don't know if she was a paid event, like, you know what I mean? Like she was a smoke show.
She was good.
And
she was
he
good.
was able to just basically fuck her in the club almost. But they weren't fucking, but
It
they were
was
getting hot and
wild.
busy with it, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is before I had started comedy. There was like a 3 to 4 month window that I was going.
Yeah,
and we'll get back to that.
This was like, I just kind of knew who Tyson was from. I thought he was just going to be like I don't know. We don't really have one of those guys right now who just shows up and hangs out.
That dude that wears that different button-up shirts. I see him a lot now. We've seen him. He wears like with the mushrooms or a pineapple. He wears the button-up shirts with like little graphics all over.
Yeah, I know who that is.
He's good. He's cool, and his girlfriend's a sweetheart. They're fun. They're a fun couple. So like,
I kind of
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel and I can't remember his girlfriend's name.
That's him. His name's Nathaniel.
Yeah,
he's a good dude. He's
no
cool.
way. I think her name is.
So they come. That's kind of who I reckon, because there's always couples that come for a long period of time, and then they'll either fizzle out or they'll eventually try to do stand up.
Or they break up.
Yeah, or they break up.
Which is what happens.
Yeah, you know.
But Tyson was one of these guys. Tyson had really long hair.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? Tyson had a ponytail.
Yeah,
Like really long hair.
I go in and out of
coming for like a year and 2 months.
Has it been
Probably
that
cut
long?
it before that. Yeah, I cut it before that.
Yeah, because I remember Tyson having short hair. His hair now.
Yeah, dude, he had long
His hair was like yours when I first met him.
Oh, dude, he had really long hair. But yeah, I remember those two were back there
Yeah,
going at
and I
it.
thought, listen, if anybody can just off the cuff make fun of people, I'm gonna give it up to Marcos. Hey, Marcos, I'm spying in the back. Here's something you can talk about. And then the motherfucker lays into me. I got this tattletale sitting. I'm sitting right next to them. I was like, "Fuck, bro." They're right. I was like, "It wasn't me, dude." Calls me out by my name and like the color of my shirt, and they're like. They were still fucking, I think. I don't think they missed a beat.
remember distinctly what I said. I was like, I got this motherfucker coming up to me talking about, hey, these people in the back making out, fingering and shit.
Like I'm
Don't be
telling
mad.
them.
Don't be mad at them, dude, because your bitch is lame.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Your girl's lame.
That's right.
She's not letting you finger fuck her in
She
the
loved
club.
it too. Jess was loud. That was funny. Yeah, that was good shit. And you know what? After I told you, I remember sitting down and going, Jess, I think I made the wrong move. I'm pretty sure if this guy is as good as I think he is, he ain't gonna say shit about the people next to us. It's
like,
all on me right
This
now.
bitch came up and told me his girl ain't gonna make out with him in the back.
Like
That
all
was
nervous
fucking
and
good.
shit. I knew that was coming.
That was when you first. How did you find the club?
Okay, so wow.
That's why I always get interested. I was like,
Yeah,
how do
if
people
you want to know the
find-
interesting, this is really interesting. Okay, so the girl I'm dating has a child that plays tackle football. and I would go to support any kid. Any kid gets support from me, and I would go to his games, not trying to play stepdaddy and shit, and I made it very clear. So I'm just there to just support the youngster, right? Turns out my son is on the team. There's a son that I have that's out there. I know. That's why I was kind of hesitant to say this.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know that one. So there's a son that I don't get to have a relationship with for a lot of reasons. Let's not dark it down here. But basically, they had a team party at the end of the season at Boulevard on a Wednesday night. And I went there and asked his mom, hey, respectfully, if you don't want me here, I'm here not to impede on your family or my son's, not to force anything here because it'll happen eventually, but I'm here for Blake, and if not, whatever, it's cool. And so she said, yeah, I don't think now's the time, we're gonna work on it. So
you were just being extremely respectful.
I have to be, because there's a lot there,
for sure.
but I'm just trying to take it whatever at a time. And her, I had to respect her wishes at the time to not make it more difficult on my family, because there's other family members that are involved, aunts and grandparents and shit that love seeing him, and she's just not ready yet because she's afraid of other things. But so Wednesday night, Timbler, just right next door to Boulevard.
Oh yeah.
So we go to Boulevard, right, and bumped into Boydston. Boydston was the one who told me about the well. He's like, hey, Thursday nights, come tomorrow, we're at the well. So from that moment forward, I don't think there's been a week that I haven't been at the well, outside of the times that Dan has banned me.
You've been suspended.
I've been suspended a few times for stupidity.
Because you went. What did Boydston? You just met Boydston at the bar?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how Boydston is. He's a friendly guy, and he's
extremely friendly.
He's helpful to the scene, and like if someone asks him a question, which I went up to him and I was like, hey, do you do comedy? Because he just seemed like he was, when he had that big fucking beard.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was up there, very outgoing kind of guy, and willing to have a conversation. And we chopped it up for a little bit, and he was, yeah, we got this place called The Well that we all go to, and just pointing out a couple people, and he's like, why don't you come tomorrow? And I was like, fuck yeah, I bet, like that sounds like it'll be a good Thursday night date night. And so I went that Thursday, and then Jess and I started going every Thursday, and then you guys started having Sundays and Tuesdays more often, or Sundays.
It started with Tuesdays, and then Sundays got added.
And then it started going to those, and then I just got tired of sitting in the audience. I knew that I was going to eventually go up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I knew eventually. I mean, I was going to go up eventually. I just think that I was enjoying underground local comedy more than just going up, So then once I got a little bit of, time.
You cut the ponytail, and then you went on stage.
Cut the ponytail, and went on stage.
Then I do remember. I was thinking to myself, do I remember him going up? I do remember you going up for the first time.
Yeah,
but I don't. Yeah, I was there because the well. Was this when the well first went full time, comedy club, or was it?
It might have been right around that time.
Yeah, because
I thought when I was going, it was already full time. When I started
it probably was.
It was around the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, because Javi started going in, I want to say November of last year, 2022, and the well's only been for May.
Yeah, that's when I quit my job. That's when as soon as Dan announced the club was full time, I quit my job.
Yeah, so
I was mad.
I think I did see you go up for the first time.
Nice. I'm sorry. It's probably let down. I didn't really have anything ready. I just joked about my mom was there, my sister was there, and my cousin and her husband.
Did you invite them?
Yeah,
knowing you were gonna go up?
Knowing I was going to go up.
And you're all, that was now you look at it, it's like that was a mistake.
Well, I mean, all I did was make fun. I was just like, I'm saying fuck a lot of times in front of my mom. She doesn't like me cussing, but I'm like, hey, it's art. I did that, which I'm sure has been done 1,000 times. I just made fun of my sister. I was like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking one that mom and dad love the most. That's the secret. Like, mom tried to fish hook you out with the fucking hanger and drink you out and drug you out. That's why you're so unlovable. Oh, like stupid shit like that. Like, just with my family, it was just basically that. And then I did say shit like, oh yeah, you other comics are embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch you guys. And I realized then, or now I should say, at the time I still thought it was a good idea probably, but I'm just used to being. How do I say this without sounding like a complete douchebag? Like, I'm used to being accepted, I guess, in different settings, but I now know that the comedy scene's a different scene. You can't just jump in there head first and just be like, hey, I'm here now. You guys accept me.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
And I did that, bro. And I've done that, not like I do that all the time and like I'm entitled to be, but it's just, it's been accepted any job I've gone to, any different setting or scene I've been into or group set. Like, it's just,
It takes a minute.
It takes a minute in the
It
conversation
takes a-
because it's like
because-
we've been coming here, bro. We've been missing other family members' birthdays, and like we've sacrificed a
Yeah.
lot to be here and do what we're doing. Don't just come and roll up in here because I see other people kind of roll up and do the
And
same
then
thing.
you
I'm
feel
like,
that
fuck
way.
that fool. You know what I mean?
It's not even a fuck that fool. It's all.
No, it's like I see.
It's all. Are you gonna stick around? Are you gonna do more than fucking 3 of these and
Right.
then quit, or like what? That's why people like I've been told is like you don't give people the time. I don't give anybody the time of day who's only done like 5 open mics. I'm like I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah,
like
no,
as
that's
famous as he is, like and I was really happy he came out yesterday. Was Oscar Miranda? I was really happy he came out yesterday. I'm not gonna take you serious though until you're here Tuesday, you're here Thursday, you're here Sunday, you're
Consecutive.
going to Wednesday, you're going to fucking Mondays, you're going to Canoodle, you're going here, you're going there. I give a shit about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'm cool with those people. Versus I'm like, Oscar's a huge TikToker. He's just trying a new avenue.
Yeah.
He's just trying it for right now. I respect that. But I'm like, if I see you every single Sunday going up, I'm like, all right. You're not coming on Thursdays taking the big shows and taking spots from people. I respect that.
Yeah. No, that was cool.
Yeah, it took a whole bad neighbor like 3 months to remember my name. I was called Javi so many times.
Now I call it fucking Javier Diego.
There you go.
But that's yeah, because it's different. We're not like I guess I don't know. We're not like a bowling club or bowling fucking league where it's like, yeah, you paid your dues. Yeah, come on in, dude. Like,
Yeah.
come play with us or like anything like that. It's almost like a prove it mentality. I feel like,
Yeah. No, I agree. Now.
yeah.
At the time, bro, I was
Because-
like, "Trust me, I'll be here. I'll be
Yeah.
here regularly,
'Cause
guys. Take
at
my
the
word
time-
for it."
At the time, let's go before your first suspension. At the time, you were probably feeling really excluded.
Yeah. No, I know what that feels like, and yes, I felt somewhat excluded. Like I said, because I just not the sense of entitlement, but just I was anticipating a different outcome for like to what I'm used to. Like typically, you go to a like I said, different setting. If I go out of town and then I throw myself into a different group or community, it's easy to maintain or gain friends and maintain them like
Yeah.
in a normal way. But here, like you said, it's like, is this fucker just coming in here and coming in hot and just trying to like
Yeah.
gain our respect for not like
And-
what have you showed me
Yeah.
other than
And-
showing up
And you know
twice?
who went through like the same thing was Nathaniel. Went
Oh,
through
yeah.
the same exact thing.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Came in big, like it's almost like you come in with this big dick energy, but you can't back it up.
Not yet.
So it's like you have good energy, you just can't back it up,
Uh-huh.
dude. It's like
You
you're
gotta prove yourself.
you're just a big ball of energy.
pull them
That's
pants
it.
down.
And that's all you're doing. You're doing dumb shit. So it's like, and that's how Nathaniel was from the jump. He was very, very like wanting to be in, accepted. It's like just fucking. And I know how this game is, and I've been around enough where I'm like, I know how. Just give it time. I'll warm up to you. I'll fucking talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, don't bombard me.
Oh yeah, didn't he pasteurize you? Like, oh, when are you
Oh,
taking
he
me to LA?
pesterized the fuck out of me.
LA.
Yeah, and then he knows now, and he goes, "Yeah, I knew I was going the wrong way." But now he's like, "Now I know I was going the wrong way about it."
In retrospect, in this scene, it's very easy to look back in that way. But yeah, at the time, you're just like, why not? Why not me, guys?
Yeah, because that's how you
Accept
were.
me.
That's how
Accept me.
you were. You were very much like, guys, I'm fun.
on.
I'm cool.
Look at
I'm
me.
fun to
Check
be
me
around.
out, guys.
But then I was like, for me, for a while, I was like, dude, that guy won't shut the fuck up. It's like, that guy can't shut the fuck up. And I was like, I don't know what it is. That guy is annoying as shit. He thinks there's a plot against him. Because I remember you had that for a while. You're like, is there like a plot against me? You guys
all
just
hate
not
me?
all- Yeah, you guys all just hate me.
What do I need to do
Yeah,
for
that's-
y'all to like
I remember
me?
you asking that.
Did I?
Yeah.
There was time, no,
There
but there
was
was time. Hey,
times.
in my defense, there were times when I kind of inflated that because I knew that it would bug you guys, and like the way I do things is kind of overly push buttons sometimes. And if I
Yeah.
notice that, I'm like, hey guys, so like when are we hanging out after the show tonight together? Do you guys want to spend the night? Like we can be best friends. I do that shit sometimes,
Stupid
but
shit like that.
but that shit just makes it worse, dude.
In my head,
I'm just
in my
digging.
head, I'll go, I'm never hanging out with this guy.
I can't.
never want
In
to
fact,
hang out with this
I really
guy.
liked him back when he was only talking a little shit, but now I
Yeah.
can't stand this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This guy
sometimes I
won't
try to
shut the
push
fuck
it.
up.
Yeah.
Why?
No, but I've been there.
What the? Oh, does
like-
anybody like me?
Yeah, because not too long ago, when I like maybe 5 months ago, I went to go like dab everyone up, say my hellos, and I got handshakes from everybody. I said, "How you doing?" Like, "Oh, good." Like, I'm good,
You're not
I'm good."
important. Slide off.
Like, I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck did I do for a whole fucking week? I could noodle at the well, all the mics. I just got handshakes all the fucking week.
And that's always
and
the
I thought
thing
to myself, like, oh, fuck. Like,
What am I doing wrong here?
yeah, did I do something
never
wrong
that.
that pissed someone off?
It's never that. It's always just like, dog, just keep coming out. That's how I always tell a new comic, keep coming out, dude.
Tell us about your first, your
experience
your
here?
getting into the scene.
Well, it didn't happen until pretty much when I started Bad Neighbor.
Were you kind of like, hey
Until I
guys,
got
like I'm
good.
a fun guy?
Oh yeah. I felt this way. I felt like no one took me serious. I was like, why is no one taking me for real? At first I sucked. Second was I just wasn't around that much. So I was always a guy who came and went.
Yeah.
Came and went.
Oh, yeah.
Because I lived far. I lived and I worked
Cali City.
I worked a job that was 5 weeks on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off.
That's
I worked a bullshit 12-hour day, so there was no let me jam over after work and go to Bakersfield, hit the mic, and then come back home, go to work the next day. There was none of that. There was so I was working 12-hour days. In reality, it's a fucking 14-hour day.
Yeah, to and from work is another
to and
hour
from work
on
it's
both sides.
Stupid.
Getting ready
So
for work.
I was doing that, living in Cal City, and I would drive out to Bakersfield on my every single day off I had that there was a mic. I'd come out. And I'll drive from Cal City, and then in my head, I'm like, dude, why is no one fucking with me? Like, or thinking I'm not taking it serious because I'm driving an hour away. These guys are all just driving 10 minutes from their house to get here. It's like, I'm more serious than everyone here. It's like, I'm dedicated to this. Like, I'm trying, I'm doing my full 5. I'm not getting off stage early. I'm not running the light. I'm following the rules. I'm helping cleaning up. I'm doing all this shit, but no one's putting me on shows. No one's giving me play. No one's asking me to do their podcast. No one's asking me to hang out, none of that shit. And I was getting upset, and I was like, dude, fuck this. Like, and there was a point where it took me, I said it in the meeting recently, it took me 2.5 years to get my first show. 2.5 years of doing stand-up. I started in 2018. I didn't get my first show until 2020.
Wow.
It was wild. So 2 years. It took me 2 years to get my first show.
For the well or for...
To anything.
Oh, wow.
The first show ever was with Eddie Molina at the Quip, and it took me 2 fucking years. That's why when people are doing shows at 1 year, dude, Anthony Howdy got shows before me.
Ooh, that's how I felt.
At the well. At the well, it took me to throw my own show to get on a show at the well.
So does that count though?
That's why I'm like, it kind of doesn't count.
No,
that's how I felt. Like, I love this guy, David May.
Yeah.
But when I saw him get on the show, I was like, fuck, like, we've been going at the same time. We've been going at the same time, but I'm like, what about me? But then I think to myself, like, just right now, I'm like, but just give it time.
That's
maybe
exactly.
Maybe you'll get a spot. Who knows?
And that's what I get upset about is like these 1 year guys come in and they want the fucking world. They want a feature. They want to be on this guy's show. They want to do this. They want to do that. Versus like, it's like you don't have to. Like I'm very thankful people don't have to suffer. I would say suffer in the way I did, which is fucking 2 years. You have to sit in the fucking bench and learn and try to figure out what you're doing wrong. And then even then, when I got that show, I didn't. Nothing else came. I did that show in February. Pandemic didn't start until March, and there was nothing in between for me. Like no one. I thought that show was gonna be like, all right, yo, I did the Quip. Now fucking Chris Flo's gonna ask me to do Tumblr next. Never happened. I did the Quip. Oh, dude, Dan's gonna be on. I'm gonna be all over their radar now. Never happened. None of that happened.
And how's that make you feel?
That made me feel like weird. I was like, dude, like my phone's not ringing. Why aren't agents hitting me up? I just did a show.
Were you second guessing yourself as a comedian?
Oh
at that
yeah,
point?
and then the pandemic hit, and then everybody stopped.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's a
fuck,
big- that's
dude.
Yeah, it still hits me because when everyone's at like our small little group that's at Canoodle, I look around. I'm like, oh fuck, everyone here has been on a show. Like I go ahead by levels. Like there's stand up comics, and then there's comedians. I'm a stand up. Everyone in that show besides me, in that room besides me, is a comic. Everyone's been on
Can you
the show.
elaborate? What is the difference of your tiers? What's a
Like
stand-up?
stand up is just you go to open mics, you've never been on the show.
Okay.
Comics, you've been on a show, and comedian is you do this for a living. And I'm just that stand up.
Okay.
I would like to get to comic, but I don't think I'm ready. And it's just
But
I
that's
got to work on my stuff.
but that's you being extremely self aware.
No,
Yeah,
yes.
that's not bad.
It's like,
But
I
it
get-
fucking gets to me. I'm just like, oh fuck, like I want to be on a show too, but if they don't think I'm ready, then I shouldn't consider myself
but
ready.
Think about it. You're doing it the right. You're going about it more. I would say the more of the right way. and there's no wrong or right way, but how you're doing, I would think is the right way. Because how I did it is no one gave me play until I started Bad Neighbor. No one gave me play. And then as soon as I started Bad Neighbor, coming out of the pandemic, they did that shitty room called Jauregui over in like the backyard of the MMA gym. Uh-huh. And that's when I started unlocking improvising, going off the cuff, talking shit to people. I started unlocking that. No one fucked with me in Jauregui, but I was talking shit to some people, and then like Rivers was in my class pretty much. Me and Rivers started a week apart. And that's when me and him were like really jiving and shit. I was like, yo, like we were talking like, yo, we're kind of like we're holding we're holding our own a little bit with some of these guys. And that's when like the well started popping back up. And then I was still working my regular job, and I was being kind of really mediocre, but then I'd have a flash of a good set, learn how to do a good set once in a while, but then nothing was popping it still. So I was like, no one's asking me to do shows. No one's asking me to do the fucking their little garage show. No one's wanting me to go out of town with them. Then I started doing fourth walls, and I did fourth walls, and then I met Jauregui. And then Jauregui's doing shows before I am, and he's been doing it for fucking 4 months.
That's what
I know the one that hurt me the most.
That's what fucks with me.
Mm-hmm.
The one that hurt me the most. No shit on this guy. I love this guy, Stevie.
Oh yeah,
When Stevie got that one, I was like, what? Like. Huh?
Yeah, it's like one of those, but at the same time, you don't want to get booked that way. You don't want to get booked that way because that's getting booked knowing I'm just here to buy to sell your tickets.
Yeah. What do you guys call them? Bringer shows?
Bringer shows.
There you go.
But at the same time, like how I always looked at it, I was like, I don't want to be booked because I could bring 30 people to a show. I want to get booked because like I'm funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could bring a good amount of people. They keep telling me like, oh, when are you going to bring me out to a show? When are you going to bring me out to a show?
Yeah.
I'm like, not yet.
Yeah.
Let me get a show and then I'll bring you out.
Yeah.
So they're going to be waiting for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Sorry,
dude,
guys.
It sucks, but like, I mean, it happens. Like shit like that happens where you kind of get overlooked and you're like, you have to learn like this is a long fucking game. It's super like even then like where I'm at like ain't nothing happening for me. My phone still doesn't blow up. I just got my first offer to do a feature spot out of town.
Where?
In fucking Modesto, and it's for a bar. It's for a bar show. It's not for a club.
A combo mic.
Yeah, it's pretty much a combo, and I'm doing a feature spot, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah! So I have to like pan off all the shit I have out here to someone else.
What's the headliner? A Steel Panthers cover band?
Probably. No, but it's like Taylor Evans hit me up. He was like, hey, dude, come feature for me. I'm like, fucking hell yeah. And it's out of town. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to go out of town, do a spot. And I get to, he's like, bring someone. I was like, I get to bring someone with me.
Is that the farthest you ever gone for comedy?
No, the furthest
San
Francisco. Not really south. Down south shows are really weird. When you go, Bakersfield's like that one city where everything in it is cool. North of it, you know you're going to get great crowds. South of it is really hit or miss. Mm-hmm. All the LA mics, all the LA shows are really, if they're not at a comedy club, they're hit or miss. Mm. Either it's popping or it's the fucking, you're performing for this bitch and her cat, and that's it.
Have you ever been out of town yet, Tyson?
Not for a show.
Just an open mic.
Just open mics, yeah.
Yeah, he did like a week or a month in fucking San Diego.
Yeah. I got real tight in there too, those guys. Those guys are fucking cool. They welcomed me like immediately, like open arms, because I got there and at the Madhouse, you have to sign up on a Sunday before 4 p.m. on their Instagram.
To go up
for
on
all
Monday,
the weeks.
right?
No, for all the week shows for that week. So Madhouse is the only comedy club in the world that has open mics every night of the week, 365 days a year. Christmas even. Yeah, that's a dope ass accolade to have. Like I think that place is awesome. Like I love Madhouse. I've taken a couple of comics down there since. Yeah. And it's fun, dude. It's a good time. And I remember when I first got there, I went on a Tuesday night because I had missed the Sunday cutoff, didn't know anything about it. Did Tuesday night, did Wednesday night, did Thursday night, Friday night, and then I didn't go Saturday, came back Sunday and signed up on that Sunday for the next week, and then did that the next week too. But I was staying for the alt list. So I wasn't going up until 1:45, 2:30 in the morning when there's a host and a sound guy. And that's it. And the sound guy's stuck in there on his phone, and the host goes back out to go get the other guys on the alt list, bro. And those are 3-minute mics. Like I'm used to doing 5-minute mics because Bakersfield's cool like that. Like we get 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like we take it for granted. But also doing those 3-minute mics really, I think, helped me a lot too. Doing just 3 minutes instead of stretching it to a 5 or just thinking I, could maybe do 6 minutes, like running the light a little bit on accident. But like doing 3 minutes was different. Yeah, a whole different ballgame. And then I did 3 mics in one night down there. I got my name pulled out of a bucket at American Comedy Company. I was signed up to do Madhouse, and then just meeting the guys down there and getting in with a bunch of them. One of them had a late night mic, combo mic, at a bar, and that was kind of shitty too. The combo mic.
Oh yeah.
But I did 3 mics in one night. It was fucking dope, dude. It was the funnest time of my life.
We used to have a combo mic out here.
No shit on it, but yeah, when me and Javi went to Fresno, there was a combo mic. It was a bar and a mic in the back.
Which mic was it? The
Outlaw.
Monday? Oh
Yeah, I'm up there doing my set, and all I hear is fucking Luke Bryan in the background just fucking playing.
With karaoke and shit.
I had like spoken word poetry right before me, like some sad shit. And then I went up and did comedy, and then the next person after me did like a little fucking acoustic set after me. So, and everybody at the bar didn't give a fuck about anybody on stage, bro. They were there to take shots.
It's sad.
Yeah, and get fucked up.
It's
like
so
I had
sad.
more backs. Like I saw more backs of heads that night than like, prom night 05 shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like a lot of people weren't looking at the stage per usual.
Or if you go to do an open mic out of town,
Yeah.
and there's just that one comic that doesn't like out of towners, and it's just a dick. That happened to us at Slow.
Oh really?
I don't know his name, but
I could probably tell you who it is.
I go to record Javi's set, and I'm looking over at the camera, making sure everything's good. All I see is this guy behind the camera just look at it. And then you just see fucking smoke going to his set. I'm like,
Well, they do the mic outside now at Saintsboro? They have good
Ever been
crowd?
to that one?
No,
I haven't been to St. Louis. I haven't been to the coast, Central
Sounds
Coast.
cool.
I got a buddy that does a lot of comedy out there, and he's that's where he got his, he cut his teeth out there in Ventura, and he does like that. Ventura, Oxnard,
Oh yeah,
San
that
Luis,
shit.
Santa Barbara, Billy Lynch.
Oh, you know
Shout
Billy?
out. Yeah.
No shit.
Grew up together, bro.
Oh,
It was
really?
always He and I in each other's backyards. Mainly me at his house. We skip school, go to his house, party a little bit.
He was
go to
talking
school.
about trying to do a show at the Well, but he just never came through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember something like he was supposed to be at Timber and then the Well, and then like he canceled both of them or something.
Oh yeah, but those are open mics.
Yeah.
He was like,
he was
I'm
trying to
a-
do a show.
He was trying to do a show,
Okay.
and he never came through. That's funny that you know Billy.
Yeah, dude. Grew up.
It's an interesting guy.
Always, yeah, the kid's. It's funny. We fought together. We'd done a lot together. Kid's a good dude. one time. So I'll tell you this story. One time, this chick that I dated, it was like we were high school sweethearts, whatever, right? And she was dating, like we were friends the freshman year. She started dating this really cool senior. Dude moved out of school, so now he's not there, cool, whatever. So then she and I started dating for a long time, but he always would like float around parties and shit. And then one time he and some of his friends like invited a bunch of high schoolers to his party, me included, and he was basically trying to like set me up, fight me. So I went there and like thought we were cool at the time. Went to shake his hand and he punched me, knocked me down. Then we started rolling around on the grass together. A bunch of people separated us, and then they tried to like chase us out of their party. And a bunch of us, like my fucking friends, were like fucking his friends up pretty good. Like it was a perfect matchup. Each one of my friends to his friends. All my friends were smoking him, and then the main dude that punched me early was shouting shit. Yeah, leave you fucking pussies. And Billy ran up to this fool, just one punched, knocked this fool out. The dude shit his pants, head hit the fucking driveway, and then Billy kept just bouncing his head off. It was the people that saw it probably like have nightmares of it still. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite
So
stories.
yeah,
to talk
Billy
about.
did 2 months in county.
Oh, that never happened. Billy, I remember Billy be like, dude, am I supposed to like lay low, like get out of town? Like, am I going to prison? I thought I killed him that night. That
Oh,
was
just
the
kick
funnest
back,
thing.
dude.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that in probably 15 years. But
Just
we
admitted
stuck with
to
it.
crimes.
Yeah. I think the
Assault.
statute of limitations on that we should be all right, Bill.
It's more than 10 years.
Yeah, it's funny. That's a funny story.
So, all right, back to you, Ty. So, progressing through, you're a really pick me.
I just think I have just faith in myself.
You were a pick me bitch
Yeah.
when you first started coming
What
around
the
the
hell?
club, and now you transitioned. You're kind of you got suspended.
A couple times.
Do you want to? How many times were you suspended?
Two times, but one of my suspensions was longer. I think it was like the longest one given at the time.
Which was how
A
long?
month.
What was
Other
the
people-
month for? Because you got suspended for the week.
Well,
you can't do the week.
Yeah. I got suspended for that.
That was your first one.
Yeah.
The second one was
The second one was because I started showing up on Thursdays. Well, I was showing up on all nights.
yeah.
And then I showed up on a Thursday night, and I was told that the list was closed. It was a closed list, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Bro, what are you talking about? This open mic,
I remember that.
hey,
I remember
like,
the closed list debacle.
take care of me. I'm just some random that hasn't been doing this long, but you say open mic, so validate your status of being an open mic and let me go up, kind of shit." And I get it now why that was done, but I felt really attacked at the time, so I was just like, "What the fuck? Why me?"
Yeah.
That kind of shit. And so we had spent lots and lots of money on drinks and food there, having gone there like 3 or 4 nights a week all the time, and then even going to shows, on Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes popping in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to spend any money here. They're really going to feel it. So the next time I went, I brought a camel pack full of Mind Haze, and yeah, it was it was a silent protest, is what I thought. But then I think people found out, and then Dan gave me a call, and he's like, "Yeah, I would like you to not come back. I should 86 you for life because you could have jeopardized our liquor license." And I was like, "Oh, I really didn't know that it was like that." But
It was a big deal.
It was kind of could have shut the fucking
the
my
whole
favorite
thing
place
down?
in the world. It could have shut that place down. And I wasn't doing that. I was just trying to be like a wise ass. So he let me go for a month there, and then I didn't even go to other places. I went to Timber once, and Joe was gonna let me go, and he's like, "Wait, I got a message. I don't even know if this is really known, but he's like, I got a message about this. This is what happened. So I don't know if I can let you out, but I'm gonna let you go do 3 minutes." And so then I was kind of just like, I wasn't feeling it after that, so I just like left and didn't go up.
Yeah.
And then kind of more just like pity party self, like, "Oh, they don't want me, so I'm just gonna wait for a month and I'm coming back, and they're not gonna get rid of me," kind of shit. And so then I came back after that month. It was last August to September, and then came back, and then I got benched for the Thursday night shows about 5 months ago. Other than that, those are my only penalties, I guess I've had to.
But then, how did you take the steps into where kind of you're at now? What made you click?
I don't know, dude. I think that the 3-minute gigs in San Diego. I think that it was something. I think there was something like not really giving a fuck anymore, I guess you could say, about really trying to please anybody else or get on anybody's good side with shit. I think it was just go up and do your shit, and if you're good enough, then you'll get the recognition that you deserve, instead of you trying to be like everyone's friend and then being a comic later. Just go be a comic, and then the people that you would like to spend more time with, and you can do that if it permits, if it works out that way. And so I kind of stopped giving a fuck in that direction, and then it started like finding its way. Like people started being less maybe offended by my presence, if you will.
Yeah.
So that was something. And then Bobby and Rivers and Jesse at Canoodle, which gave me their first 10-minute spot, and so I got 10 minutes finally. And and I had kind of just been used to doing 3 and 5, and so I got my first 10-minute spot. And I remember Jess and a lot of people told me, "Hey, that's the most comfortable you've ever looked. Like you are not rushing anything," because I had 10 minutes. And other times I'm like, I gotta jam pack what I think is 7 minutes into a 5-minute set, because I feel like story, like being long-winded sometimes is funny. And so like a lot of talking, maybe with a lot of tags, is I think my comedy, but I don't feel like I get to flex that much because we've got these 3-minute or 5-minute sets. When like I like the long stories, like, I don't know, growing up for a period of time, Dane Cook was really fucking funny, right? I don't know if you guys know this. This is a long time ago, but he always had like long stories, and same thing with all the big comics. How am I going to practice this long story, this big story that I have that's supposed to be funny the whole way through, if I'm only getting 5 minutes? And so when I got 10 minutes, it just felt like I got to take a breath in between my, my sets and my story.
You could
like
kick back.
I could, yeah. And so I remember people saying specifically, "You look so much more comfortable up there." So then I kind of just tried to adopt that feeling that I had, to be just like present and not like feel like I had to rush anything.
Yeah.
And then, so I got that 10-minute spot. And then Dan started giving me opportunities to come to me shows, the Door Guy show, and then I've hosted for a few shows and shit. So that, I think the hosting,
Let's take a step back real quick.
Yeah.
How did you end up becoming a door guy? What was the process of that? Like, what made you think you should be a door guy?
Well, I knew I loved the like at first I didn't think I was going to be a door guy. I wasn't trying to be a door guy. I was trying to show the people that worked there, and Dan and Anthony and you guys that like I gave a shit, so I'd stay late. Like I don't remember a lot of people actually staying late and like helping as much.
Yeah.
And so like
that used to be a thing.
Yeah, where people
Before
would,
the pandemic, it was a thing where everyone stood back, hung out, helped out.
Yeah.
It's not a thing anymore.
At the time, it was just door guys that did it.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't trying to be like, hey, I can be a good door guy. I was just like, hey, this is for the club. Like, I'm not expecting anything in return. This is for the club. And like, you guys are people. We're all humans here. You guys probably want to leave. And the sooner that you guys can leave, the sooner this is clean, the sooner you guys can leave. So it's kind of like maybe paying some dues in that way, letting guys like trying to gain a little bit of, I don't know, respect or like mutual respect, like knowing that this needs to be done.
Yeah.
And if it's not done right, then it only hurts the club. So let me do what I can, the best I can, because I'm,
Oh, I know about that.
Huh?
What?
You want to talk about me being
No.
power
I was
trip?
pretty much the same way. I would stay a little bit over, help you guys clean the mats, clean the tables. And I remember Anthony offered me like, oh, you want to work the kitchen? I said, fuck no. I hate the kitchen. I know I ain't pretty, so
I've been trying to get out of there for a year already, dog.
yeah. So when Anthony would offer me like, oh, can you work this 2 show, and it's gonna be $80 for the back kitchen, and I said, oh fuck, that seems tempting, but I'm busy. I just go to sleep. But when he finally came up to me like, hey, I want you to be a door guy, and I told him straight up like, a door guy, or are you gonna put me back in the kitchen where the ugly people go? No offense. And he said, no, strictly door guy. You're not going to be in the kitchen. And that's where I started. And then I tried to help one night, put the chairs on top of the table to mop first before we wipe. I got yelled at. I got said like, hey, who told you to do this? I said, and I'm not a snitch, so I didn't say, I said, oh, I can't tell you. I don't want to put him on blast. All right, you're good. Thanks for helping. And
This was before you were a door guy?
yeah, this was
Like you
before.
were just helping.
Yeah, this was Friday night. I worked that Saturday. That was my first experience.
Wait, this is your first day as a door guy?
No, this was a Friday night.
Oh, and then Saturday was your first day.
Yeah, Saturday was Jet Ski's show.
Oh.
So I went that Friday to watch
and
the
then
show.
this dickhead told you who did that.
Who?
Who
All
told
right.
you to do that?
So here's the thing, right? As your lead door guy,
All right,
I have a lot of
calm down,
responsibility.
Sam. Calm down.
I knew that you were feeling like that. So we had this very tight procedure because we like to get the fuck out of there because, as you know, it's a set amount.
Oh, I know.
And the more there's some
trust
fuck
me, I
around,
know.
then the less, then
the value
yes,
decreases.
then the time that you spend there is for nothing. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're just getting the same amount. So not that it's about the money or anything, but I didn't know why you were putting the chairs up. And so when I asked you, instead of just like, oh, it was Jauregui, because if you would have said Jauregui, it's like, that fool pulls rank on me. So do whatever he says, bro. But like, I was like, I don't know. I think we spent more time on that than was needed. So I was like, I don't know. And then when you're like, dude, why you got to be like that? And I was like, it's not like that. It's just kind of
power
like,
tripped on
I
me.
want to get the fuck out of here. Cause sometimes you sit through a lot of comedy sets that
I didn't know he was the lead. I didn't know at the time. I thought he was just.
I'm not lead. Lead doesn't mean shit. Lead just means that I get my ass chewed out before anyone else. It doesn't mean I'm super special. Doesn't mean I earned anything special.
Yeah, but you're the head.
He's
of it.
responsible for
it just means
everyone
I'm
else.
the one who gets
He
in
has to
fucking trouble.
Yeah, he has to make sure someone
not
else
a
needs to
big
do the
deal.
job.
Unless
and
it's getting paid
I
more.
apologized properly. I told him I'm sorry. I didn't know you were the lead that day. I didn't mean to come off like that.
Oh yeah,
You
because
didn't
he
need to
could
apologize.
because he
for it.
couldn't work Jesse, so that's how you ended up in it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you fucking dickhead, dude. That was when Nathaniel had to work door, Jauregui had to work door, and he had to work door, and literally Jauregui and Nathaniel were supposed to be on the show.
No shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah.
Why? So they didn't go? They didn't perform?
yeah, they did. But
Oh.
it was like we had to do that weird interchange.
Yeah, but they were dressed up.
They were dressed up in like work uniforms, so
Oh,
like you
damn.
look corny.
That sucks.
Yeah,
All right, talking about the well. What's the worst experience you guys had so far?
at the
I know
well?
yours. Well, the one I've seen.
Which was that one?
Where he almost got his ass beat.
Oh yeah, that was shitty,
When
dude.
was
That
that?
was a.
Dude,
That
that
was
was
whose show was
Fucking
it?
annoying, bro.
It was this last weekend, not this one that passed.
Yeah,
but the
who
weekend
was
before.
that? y'all, the guy with the really long name, Yanni Kostopoulos.
Oh, Kostopoulos?
yeah,
Kostaki?
Kostopoulos.
Kostaki.
It was his second show.
Yeah, dude.
The
And
first
there's this
show,
guy that
dude.
was fucked up there, right?
Yeah.
And he was being loud as shit, like yelling shit to where the comic would like stop and kind of look and just kind of, you could tell he was getting
Irritated.
he was irritated as fuck, but you could tell he was taking away from, like, he was in a rhythm, he was going, and then he
Yeah.
would come to a complete stop, screeching fucking halt. You can hear him stop. You know what I mean? And you can tell you. So I went over to the dude and I was just like, hey, bro, not trying to steal your fun away, but let's remember we told you keep table talk to me. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then I thought that was cool. And then as I'm walking around, I see this dude fucking like looking at me
Dogging the
from
fuck out of
both,
him.
fuck, like watching me walk behind him and like trying to keep an eye on me. And I looked at him and I was just like, hey, man, I'm like, I'm not trying to take your fun away from you. And that's where I fucked up by engaging with him a second time. Because then he felt like it was the, open communication. Like, this door's open and come talk to me. Hey, bro, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, I'm here. And he did some bitch ass shit. Like, I'm here. I paid money in here. And you stole my fun. You ruined my night. That kind of shit, bro. But he was being
like a drunk white bitch.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, really, like a young drunk white bitch.
God.
Like an underage drunk.
And
Money. And you.
and better
ruined-
yet, he was a Niner fan, so
Oh, God.
he was fucking annoying.
And he did some shit like, look at me when I'm talking to you shit. And I was just like,
oh yeah, that night.
and I remember
that
thinking
night
like,
was
I
ruined
got
for Tyson.
Yeah, dude.
Ruined.
I was fucking.
You had to walk outside and like,
Oh yeah, he was
I know,
he
I
was
was
pacing
pacing,
back and forth in the hall.
I just don't like being
Tested.
You don't like being here,
not.
boy.
I don't like being like. Yeah, just put
Like,
to that
you don't
place
like
in
being
that
like,
where you're not
listen
doing
to
anything
me,
about
Boyd.
it. Yeah.
Listen to
dude.
me.
That's
Yeah,
me
dude.
with snapping fingers. You snap your finger at me, I will fucking walk out. Don't try
And
it.
someone go like, hey, like that shit.
I do that shit too. Diego, hey, who wiped his table down? I do that shit to him all the time now. Since that first night, I'm like, bro, this doesn't
Who
cut
wiped
it,
the
dude.
table?
You're clock out, bro.
Clock out like
Like we're on. The
Yeah.
clock.
we get paid hourly.
Shit.
Yeah.
How did you feel about like people leaving early and shit?
Leaving,
Oh,
what are
that
leaving what?
that same show,
Uh-huh.
someone left early.
Oh yeah, I
hit-
kicked someone out.
Like,
That's
no,
always been
the first
one.
one.
Of,
The
that's
first one.
honestly been one of my worst experiences.
Yeah.
Is having to kick people out. I hate that.
yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, I get
hate throwing
fucking
people out.
shaky. I'm like, oh fuck this. Oh, who was it? The Mexican guy,
Alfred Robles.
Alfred Robles.
Oh yeah, I
when we
remember
kicked
you
out
telling
VIP,
me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that shit was scary. I thought I was gonna die because we kicked
Oh, the
that guy
in the
out.
maroon Escalade.
Yeah, we kicked him out,
In an Escalade.
In an
Oh, they're
Escalade.
about to fuck your
Yeah,
shit
they had
up.
that
and
strap under
they
the
were parked.
fucking seat.
They were parked by the other exit,
Yeah, on the far
and
side.
they told me, "Oh, wait outside." Just in case he tries to come back. I said, all right, cool.
Diego,
I said,
wait outside.
I wait outside.
We'll hear your gunshots and you screaming, so
We'll
we know
hear
to
your
run.
big body hit the ground.
Yeah, I'm waiting outside. And out of the corner of my ear, I hear, I'm like, fuck, here we go.
You're all, I'm dead.
I'm dead. And then he just goes,
Yeah, I
just
remember.
fucking sped off.
I don't think either one of you guys were working there yet for the Sam Tripoli show, and we had to throw out this one dude, and he was at the bar and he was fucking hammered, and he just would not shut the fuck up, and we had to throw him out. I was like, hey dude, you gotta go, because he was like walking up to the stage and like recording.
Oh, no shit.
And like hold it. I was like, bitch, this isn't a concert where you could just like hold your phone up and record the person. So I was like, hey, dude, you gotta stop recording. He goes, oh, my bad. Sits back down, and then Tiffany goes, you're cut off. And he goes, what the fuck? They start catching attitude with the bartender. And then Tiffany goes, hey, he needs to go. And I was like, hey, dude, you gotta go. Like, they're not gonna serve you, and you're being really disruptive, so you gotta go. He goes, you know who the fuck I am?
Oh, shit.
They pulled that card. You know who I am? I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are,
Yeah,
dude.
let's talk about it over here. Come over
And
here
he
and
goes,
let's talk about it.
He goes, man, tell XG I want to talk to him. Tell XG I want to talk to him, which is Tripoli's opener. Tell XG I want to talk to him. Now, fuck that. Tell XG I want to talk to him. You know who I am. You know who I am.
Some people when they're fucked up.
Oh,
bro.
dude, it's at this point where like when we're throwing someone out, it's like there's no like negotiation.
I know. This
It's
is
like we already decided what's gonna happen. You're not allowed in here right now.
And you know what? The funny part about Tyson's little fight, well, the big fight, I went over to the bar looking for cups and shit to find plates. And then after the show, he's all like, hey, thank you for seeing that and coming to help me out if anything escalated.
All passive.
And I was like, huh?
I wasn't there to help you, bro. I was just dropping cups off. If anything,
I was looking for cups.
if that guy took flight on you, I was gonna put the cups away, and then I was gonna watch you get rolled up by this.
I think I was sound that night. I was like,
No,
I'm
it was
a sound guy.
He's getting
I'm
off
out.
stage. Hold on, Tyson. Dip and dodge. Watch the left.
But yeah, that last show was the worst one. Then the one before that, there was a guy that if you combine me, you, Hanegi, and Nathaniel's height together, it'd be that man.
Jesus.
He came up to me one time, said, "Hey, this bitch in front of me that's sitting won't shut the fuck up." And I said, "All right, no problem. Let me just go tell this guy, and we'll handle it." I told Everett. He's like, "Oh yeah, he came up to me too." And we're looking at her. She's not saying a fucking word. Nothing. But she says one thing. Motherfucker almost flips the table, starts walking out the little rails, throws that to the side, and says, "Thanks for everything," and fucking walks out.
When was this?
We just fucking talked about it. The
Robles?
long ass name.
Costopoulos.
Costopoulos.
Same show?
Yep.
No, the first
That
one.
was the first
He had
show.
2 shows that night.
Yeah, that was the first
That's
show.
right,
The
that guy-
second show is the one that tripped on
that guy's
Tyson.
all pissy. The first guy was kind of pissy too. That big tall dude.
What would you have done if that guy took off on you, Tyson? Would you have
I
fought
just
back,
would've
or you'd have been like, I have to walk
turtled up.
away?
Yeah, covered my head, turtled up.
I have
Yeah,
kids.
the dude would probably hurt me. No, I mean,
The guy on the first one started swinging. We're done.
That's it.
No one's taking him down. It's just
yeah, those
me.
big guys got all mad,
It was,
bro.
it
at a
was
comedy
me,
club.
Everett, and Tyson.
Is that the culture out here?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
when
yeah,
people get
kinda.
fucking drunk,
Yeah.
they're like, man, fuck
Let's
this.
make a scene. This is about me. You ruined my night.
It's
Yeah,
all,
but
I'm
no, that-
fucking working the oil fields.
That chick that was sitting in front of him was a bitch.
Yeah,
Because they
turns
clapped a
out-
little loud, and that other four top in front of them looked back, and she proceeds to just look at them and goes right in front of their fucking face. And I'm like,
bitch.
oh, fuck. There was only 5 minutes left, so we just said, let him fucking finish. If anything else, kick her out. They were the first couple out. It was. I don't think I've had a night since I started working that it was chill.
Really,
We-
it's been
that we
wild
had-
every night.
Yeah.
Typically, they're chill. That was a wild set of shows that night.
This last one, the
then-
girl one, girls' night.
Yeah,
That was
League of Their Own.
cool. Yeah, League of Their Own. That was cool.
That was a fun night.
That was a fun night.
Yeah, Kelly Ryan's a stud, bro. She just had you laughing every 10 seconds. It was
Oh, yeah.
nonstop. She fucking killed it. She's funny.
But-
And also they came out and they were supposed to do popcorn, I guess, hosting, like girl bring up the girl. And then Kelly came up to me. She's like, "Hey, does Dan have a host? Because last time he had a host for us, I thought he was going to do the same thing." And I was like, "Actually, he doesn't." She's like, "Do you mind if I call Bruce Gray over really quick?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro."
Yo, call who you want.
Bruce was be dope, dude. See Bruce come out? Yeah, that's always a bonus when
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
gets to come out.
That's another thing I fucking dislike about being sound guy. I'm not in the loop. I
Oh,
didn't
so you had
fucking
no
know.
idea who was first?
No, I knew Bruce was first, and I thought he was gonna be the host for the
He
night.
ended up taking off. He had a family called him and stuff, so he took off. And
Yeah,
went
so
popcorning the rest of the
Nikki
night.
went up. She's at 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, Bruce is gonna light her. I see him walk out. I look again. It's at 11. I'm thinking to myself, fuck, is he gonna come back?
Nah.
Nah.
Get your music
And
set
then-
up right,
yeah,
boy.
and
You
then
almost
she
had it messed
starts
up.
setting up the next comedian. I fucking have to swipe quick. Then I go to him like, hey, why don't you fucking tell me they're popcorning? Like, oh, my bad, dude.
I didn't know either, because I knew the time that he was supposed to be lit by Bruce. I saw Bruce go outside. I thought he was just going to take a quick call, and it's getting close to the light time. And I went over to Kelly and was like, "Hey, is Bruce still hosting?" She's like, "Nah, he had to go. We're just gonna take it from here." And then that's when like she was like, "Okay, I'm done. Next person." And Diego's like, "Fuck, who's going up next?" And then there was like you had that issue with I'm drawing blank on her name. She was a great comedian too. But
Oh, the middle?
yeah, the middle one, and he had the music, and she was like dancing to it, and then like you cut it off, and then like played the next song. And she's like, "God dang it!" She was giving you a hard time. It was funny.
No, because I picked up on her cue. She went like that. I turned it off, and she's like, that's when the beat hits. I was like, fuck. So I tried to raise it back up. Already fucked it up.
She's all, nah.
And she's like, nah, I just like fucking with you. And she just proceeds to do her bit. I was like, oh, you
You do
bitch.
pretty good over there at the Sound, though, for having only done it for as long as you've been doing it. You do a damn good
What's
job
easy?
over there.
You just control,
Yeah, you do good though.
unless you're kind of retarded.
All right,
So,
don't take the compliment then. Fuck it.
Thank you.
You do
but-
need to get some reps on that the God mic though.
Oh fuck, dude.
Did you fuck it up again?
No,
I ended up doing it for the League of Their Own show.
Oh, good.
But
but Jeremiah, who hosted Jeremiah? Was it you? You were hosting.
I hosted.
He hosted Jeremiah's. I hosted
Friday.
Augustino.
Yeah, Augustino Zoida.
Friday he.
Zoida.
Yeah. And then
He's fucking funny, by the way, dude.
He's really funny.
he's really good.
Yeah,
I go
you
to
fucked
God
up
mic.
Zoida.
Yeah, I go to God mic and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
Ladies-
Well Comedy,
No, it was-
Comedy
Ladies and gentlemen.
Club.
and then you like fucking missed your spot because you was reading it. It sounded like you were reading it off a piece of paper.
No, I was reading off a piece of paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Well Comedy Club. And then you missed your spot and you go,
Imagine you're in a professional setting, and there's a voice over the speakers,
oh, fuck.
and it's
They're
just
saying-
welcome to the Well Comedy. It's like the most monotone. It's like you're being forced to
Oh,
at
they got that.
gunpoint.
They got that. It was,
Welcome
dude.
to the Well Comedy.
Nervous. They're
Like,
going to kill his family.
I tried to fucking finish it.
It's like
in
an Al
one breath.
Qaeda hostage.
In one breath. Yes, I tried to finish the whole thing in one breath. And then when I
You got
introduced,
to the first sentence.
You did this.
yeah,
I'm done.
I
I'm doing good, guys.
I ran out of breath. Yep. And then when I go to introduce Tyson, I'm like, now give it up for your host, Tyson the Mind Hayes. And then first joke, he comes up. Thanks, Diego, for killing the fucking mood.
It was good. It was all in fun.
That's about right, dude.
Yep.
It had to be talked about, or else everyone would have been like, "Is it not that obvious?"
Yeah.
But the next time you did it, you did great, and now you're doing it on open mics now, so you can get your reps in instead of just.
Yeah.
He did it straight on his show, bro. First time. Yeah, that's a tough one. Baptizing fire, huh? That's always cool.
All right, let's wrap this up. It's all, we think we've been going for 2 hours. You guys, any last words?
Last words. Thanks for having me on. It's always fun, man. Thanks for
course, dude.
finally accepting me
Of course.
and having me over and for a sleepover tonight. Right? Are we spending the night?
No, you're going.
Oh, we gotta leave right now?
You're getting out right after this.
What do you have
Right.
coming up? Bad Neighbors.
Jason Chaney, September 9th, which I think when this gets released is Saturday. So check us out Saturday. Just announced on the Wells comedy page is Jessica Kirsten, December 1st and 2nd. So be sure to check that out. Just released tickets for that. And then September 15th, Bad Neighbors going on the road. We're going to be in Hanford at the Little Brick Theater.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
go
nice
to
little
that
spot,
show.
huh?
It's going to be fun. And then Little Brick Theater. And then September 23rd, Bad Neighbors on the road again, going to California City. Saturday. So buy tickets.
Nice.
If you watch this podcast and you're still at the Mines and you're like one of my homies who watch this, I'm coming back home and doing a homecoming show pretty much. So check us out. And then we don't have any dates in October yet.
Yeah, we do.
Who? October?
Drunken Stone Fest.
Drunken Stone. No, September 9th.
Drunken
Oh, yeah.
October 20th and 21st.
October 21st, Drunken Stone Fest in Rosemont.
Rosemont, California.
I'm coming back home, baby. I'm
Middle of
doing
the
Cal
desert.
City. Doing Cal City on the 23rd, and I'm coming back another month in Rosemont.
Hell yeah.
So
it's a
be
festival.
sure
It's a
to come
2-day
back.
festival. Get your tickets now. Check out some link maybe.
Oh, probably drunkenfest.com if it's not a scam.
Drunken Stone Fest. It's like fire.
This is exactly going to be like
It
Firefest.
is
Drunken
gonna be
Stone
like
is
fire.
exactly Firefest.
We'll get a better sandwich hopefully.
Yeah, thanks.
It'll be fun.
All right, good? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
Thanks for
right,
tuning
Diego.
in. Bye.
What's the cause of ruckus with the muted?
I got beat up by a special ed. Hold on, bitch.
Hey, tell me if this counts as bullying.
Even like in a silly goose time.
I'm pretty cool, I think. He calls me Zaddy.
Welcome to the Bad Neighbor Podcast.